Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be part 2 of my top date perfumes. And this is a 3-part series. I will have my first video linked down below, but I am doing top perfumes in my collection for day dates, date night, and cuddle time. And the cuddle video is a tag video that's been going around, and it was started by Anna Absolute and Amber Chantel. So I wanted to shout them out, and I will have their video linked down below. Date night. When picking out these perfumes, they needed to have 3 things. They needed to be sexy, intoxicating, and leave a scent trail. So I needed them to be not only sexy, intoxicating scents, but I needed them to project. I needed them to call out to you like a siren. So that is what I decided to go for my date night perfumes. And as my usual disclaimer, you can wear perfume whenever you want. This is what I do. So I like to wear perfumes during certain times of the day, year. That's just how I roll. But of course, you can wear perfume whenever you want. But I just find myself wearing certain perfumes during certain scenarios. So I do have 2 honorable mentions, because you know I usually do that. So my first honorable mention is going to be Valentino's Donna, Borneo, Roma. Only because this perfume is newer to my collection, so I can't really speak on if it leaves a crazy sillage, but it is sexy. But let's go ahead and go over the notes. So this perfume has black currant, pink pepper, bergamot, jasmine. There's jasmine tea in here, bourbon vanilla, cashmere, and guaiac wood. And this to me is, again, it just falls in that sexy date night category. And I think what makes this more of a date night is that bourbon vanilla and that guaiac wood. It makes this scent a little bit more sexy as it dries down. It's not super deep, but still I find this one to be sexy. And again, that's Valentino's Donna, Born in Roma. And this is more of an honorable mention because, again, she's newer to my collection. This next one is honorable mention because I did do like a top 5 last year. Now I have that one linked down below, so those are definitely great, you know, date perfumes as well. And this one was featured, but I gotta bring her out again because she's a favorite of mine. And that is Carolina Herrera's Good Girl. And this is actually my scent of the day. I did want to mention her, but she's just a very sexy white floral. There's cacao in here, coffee, almond, tonka bean, so she gets sweet in the dry down. She's musky. She's a lot of things. And she's just sexy. So she's an honorable mention. But another great one that I have recently picked up that falls in the same family. She smells similar, but with a more juicy pear, a little bit more fruity. And that is Roberto Cavallis Gemma de Paradiso. So this is another great date night perfume. This one though, I will say the opening is a little smoky, but once that smoky opening goes down, perfect sexy time perfume. And this one, I wouldn't say is a dupe, but again, they fall in that same family. And this one has pear, mandarin orange, there's jasmine, floral notes, vanilla, precious woods, and amber. So if this one didn't necessarily work out for you, you might want to try this one. This is very, very sexy. Or if you like this one, you'll probably like this one. So again, they're not exact, but they do vibe the same. So, all right, another honorable mention, because I talk about her way too much, but I love her. She is, to me, a scent that I gotta put in here because not only does she have an amazing sillage and I find her to be sexy, Dennis finds her to be intoxicating and sexy as well. And that's Delina. So this is my favorite perfume in my collection, guys. So I'm not gonna go into her. Instead, I'm gonna give you another sexy option, although Dennis doesn't find her sexy, but I do. And that is Idola by Annavidis Puffle. And the reason why I bring it up is because she does vibe very similar to Delina, but I find her to be a little bit more sexy and a little bit more, she's more spicy, definitely. She is, like I said, Delina in lingerie. So Delina's coming home, she has her outfit from work and she's unzipping it and she has, you know, those silky lingerie things that some girls can pull off, you know, wearing under their clothes. I can't. There is no sexy time when this comes off. But there's, you know how some girls, they can wear those pretty silk like shorts and tops, and then they put their blouse for work. That is what this is. That is when she's taking off her work clothes and has that sexy silk undergarment. That's what Idola is. Now, this is one that Dennis doesn't care for, but I wanted to put her in here because I do think this is a sexy date night perfume. He is opening his mind. I told him he's got to open his mind to, you know, other scents. This is what I do. I review perfumes, and he's more of a everyday consumer. So I still think this is a great, sexy date night perfume because not everyone's the same. And even though Dennis doesn't care for it, I'm sure there's plenty of men who would find this sexy. I think it's sexy. Next is Cavallis Elixir. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know that this has quickly become a love of mine. This is a very beautiful, boozy rose red apple scent. I don't have anything like this, and I think, oh my god, look at that sprayer. Now, as for the sillage, I do have to overspray her for her to, you know, leave the sillage I want. But I don't care. This scent is gorgeous. This is one that I am glad I got on sale because I do have to overspray her a little bit, but I wore this to my cousin's, like she had a couple's dinner party and it performed well. It left a beautiful, intoxicating trail. I just find this scent to be very sexy, alluring, and intoxicating. And again, that's Cavallis Elixir 11. These two I'm going to talk about together. So this is La Nui Tresor, and this is the original, and this is La Folie. And I thought La Folie was going to be more of the wearable version, but I was wrong. I do find this one to get a little cloying on me. The vanilla bourbon in here is a little strong, but I think both of these are still very sexy date night perfumes. I'm still an OG girl. This one is my favorite. There is incense in here. It's a little bit smoky. This is a very beautiful, sexy gourmand. So this is more on your sexy gourmand side. There's patchouli in here, which grounds the perfume from like getting like overly gourmand. I also find the incense in here keeps it from getting overly gourmand. Oh my god. It's fruity at the top. Again, it's got a smokiness, and then when it dries down, the caramel comes through. I believe there's also praline in here and coffee. This is a really gorgeous, gorgeous date night sexy perfume. This has the DNA, but this one is definitely more sweet. I would say the patchoulis, I don't know if there's patchouli in this one. I guess I could look it up. Yeah, this one has notes of pear, pink pepper, damask rose. This has violet, peony, jasmine, bourbon, vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, ambroxan, nutmeg, patchouli. For me, I get something that tickles my nose, which is probably the pink pepper. What I get the most in this one is the vanilla. I mean, the vanilla, I don't know what it is. I get it so much in this perfume. Yeah, this is like a vanilla bomb to me. So it is one that I enjoy, but I have to be very light-handed with this one because this does leave a very strong sillage, and I made the mistake of overspraying this one. I still prefer the original, but I wanted to talk about both because if you're more of a vanilla lover, I think you would really like this one. And this one's more of just your sexy gourmand. Again, I enjoy the coffee, the praline, the caramel combo that's in here. Definitely the OG kind of girl. So I also get the patchouli more in that one than I do in this one. Then next we have another favorite of mine, but I'm going to give you another option. And that is YSL's Mon Petit. And you guys already know that this is like a top for me and Dennis as well. This is the one that he says smells purple. But this is a very intoxicating, boozy floral scent. So this has notes of strawberry, raspberry, pear, orange, tangerine, bergamot. I mean, this has peony, jasmine, datura, orange blossom. There's patchouli. There's white this has a lot of notes. I didn't realize how many notes this had. But this to me is just a very boozy white floral kind of scent. Doesn't list rose, but there's something in here that comes off a little rosy to me. Oh yeah, This is just a very wine kind of scent. It reminds me of partying. It's very sexy, very flirty. And again, this is just the original. Now, I did start recently testing out Mon Petit Intensiment or Intensiment. And this one's a little bit more jammy. Yeah. So, whereas I find this one to be more on a boozy kind of side, this one's got that jammy, sweet quality, but still very much Mon Petit in my opinion. So, let's see what the notes are in this one. So this one has raspberry, blackcurrant, pear. This one has rose. So this is more of like the jammy rose, and this is more of like, this is more of your wine, fruity, floral scent. Both very, very sexy, very great for a date night. This one leaves a little bit more of a sillage than this one. So I don't know why most of these intense versions to me aren't as strong, but whatever. We still have 4 or 5. We still have more to go. So next we have 2 from C. I think C perfumes are perfect date perfumes. These 2 are great date night. Both of these are sexy. They both leave an amazing sillage and scent trail. To me, if you like C, the original, the Intense is the one time when it is the Intense version. C Intense has notes of blackcurrant, cassis, freesia, mandarin orange, bergamot, May rose, osmanthus, neroli. There's vanilla, there's patchouli, there's woody notes. For me, I get the blackcurrant, I get the mandarin orange, and I get the rose. I don't really get the neroli. Sometimes neroli can bother me, so that's actually good. And this is another one that comes off a little bit like my other fruity florals. It has like a wine-ness to it. I don't know what it is that does that in some. It either leans jammy to me or like kind of wine. This falls in that wine category. I'm a wine drinker, and just the scent of wine is what I get in a lot of perfumes. I don't know. I know I say it a lot, but I just do. So this is C Intense, and then C Rose. This is a stunning rose. Oh, yes. This is C, but more of a boozy rose. Gorgeous. I do already have a backup of this one because I believe this one's discontinued, and I just think both of these are sexy date night perfumes. All right, this is more for like my sweet lovers, these next 2. And we have YSL's Libra. This one is sweet to me, but this is just a very bougie, luxurious white floral. There is like citrus in the opening, and I believe there's tonka bean in here, so it does get a little bit sweet, but not overly sweet like I would say like maybe this one would. But there is this sweetness to this one that is just beautiful. And this is another one that's just sexy and intoxicating and leaves a beautiful trail. And I've quickly fallen in love with this one and the original. The original is like my all-time favorite. Another sweet, beautiful, sexy scent is Scandal by Night. And this is like a honey tuberose cherry scent. So there's other notes in here, but for me, it's about that buttery tuberose and that honey cherry in here. Gorgeous. There's something in here that's very carnal, something that just screams sex in a bottle. So very beautiful date night scent. Now we're down to my last 2. And this isn't in any order, by the way. Like there's no rhyme or reason to this. I just started picking up perfume. But this is Marc Jacobs Decadence. And I think this is just a very voluptuous plum. So now I do pick up that pickle in the opening, but it's only in the opening. So this one has plum, saffron, iris, orris, Bulgarian rose, jasmine, amber, vetiver, and papyrus. And this for me is that juicy plum, the saffron, because this does have a spiciness to it. And then for me, it's more of a blended flower. Like this isn't overly rosy to my nose. For me, I get a lot of the saffron in here and then the plum. And then when this dries down, I do get the amber. So this, even though it has all these notes, I've always felt like, I don't want to say it was missing something, because I find this scent to be sexy, but I find it to be almost, I don't want to say light. I don't know what the word is. I find it sexy and, you know, again, the plum, the amber, and the saffron, but almost like it's missing something, making it like full bodied. Like when you think of a full bodied like wine, very robust. Like when I look at those notes, I guess I was expecting a more robust scent. For me, it's a juicy plum, a spicy, juicy plum. And then it's got like warmth from the amber. But there isn't much more depth. I still find it very sexy. I just don't get the other notes. I still think this is a sexy date night. Leaves an amazing trail. It's something that's pretty unique. Whenever my coworker Carmen would wear this, I knew she had it on because, again, I pick up that spiced plum. So again, that is Marc Jacobs Decadence. All right, and then last we have Viktor and Rolf's Dancing Roses. This is one that I'm looking forward to wearing again. I recently sprayed this. I can't remember what video it was, and I was like, oh god, that opening. This is a boozy cherry liqueur. This for me opens up very boozy, juicy, again, cherry. I wish that opening stuck around. And then it does this weird thing on my skin. It gets a little like medicinal, a little tangy. And then it dries down to more of like a rosy scent and eventually fades off into like a very tangy Delina. Again, has different stages. I love this scent. This is one that I heard is being discontinued. I heard this whole line is, so I definitely want to grab a backup of this one because I absolutely love this scent. And I'm not one to get backups of anything, but I like the different stages of this scent. I like that the scent opens up one way. I like the mid and I like the dry down of the scent. This scent is stunning. Sexy, again, intoxicating. I find all these scents to be sexy and intoxicating and just perfect for date night. So those are my sexy date night perfumes. Let me know in the comments below, what are some of your sexy date night perfumes? What are perfumes that you find to be intoxicating, perfect for nighttime? Let me know in the comments below, but that will do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.